Hey guys, Michael here with the Daily Note, and here's my fourth video in 4 days as promised. So today's video is a tips and tricks videos that probably applies to more than the Galaxy Note 10. You could definitely try it. So today I want to talk about SoundAssistant. So this app addresses a couple of problems that you may have encountered while using Android or Samsung Galaxy devices. For example, say that you want fine volume control of an app, but you press volume up and it's too loud. You press volume down, it's either completely silent or a little bit too quiet. So you want something in the middle. Well, this app will do it. If you want to hear audio from both apps at the same time, so you could like listen to music while maybe even watching a YouTube video with sound, or you want to control the volume of one particular app because maybe it's too loud and you have audio coming from something like a music app that's not loud enough. So you can't really get those in sync without, bursting your eardrums. So you could definitely control that in a much more easier way. Or you could use this app to manage the music in the living room. For example, you could have your jazz music playing in the living room while also using the same smartphone to watch YouTube. So all of this can be done with this app, and the controls are amazing. And it is just so thorough and so useful. And the UI is just perfect for how I want to use it. So anyways, if you don't have it installed, it's called SoundAssistant. And I already have it installed, so let's open it. Okay, so it opens us up to the SoundAssistant settings. I'll just talk about the most useful features for me first, and then maybe we'll dig into this app a little bit. So the change step volume, for example, I mentioned that maybe the volume controls, like especially at night when you want a certain level of audio, you can, instead of it going from 1 to 10, the volume level 1 to 10, you could break it down to maybe 1, 5, 10, 15, etc. I remember finding this app initially on the Galaxy Note 8, I believe, and I would change the volume, and certain apps would recognize the incremental, the half step of volume level changes, and certain apps would not recognize it. But it looks like for the Galaxy Note 10 with the latest firmware and operating system, it all works. There's nothing that's kind of weird about it. So it's a feature that I actually use. So I set it to 4 out of 10 in incremental levels. So I guess imagine volumes 0 through 100. And with this, I have it set to 0, 4, 8, 12, etc. I set this and it still didn't do what I originally intended. Even though I liked the settings that I made, it still didn't do what I was trying to do at the time, which was set the volume level for YouTube. So I was having a problem with this app to where I kind of wanted it at a mildly audible level because I wanted it to lull me to sleep. So what I did was I set it to like the lowest audible volume, and I think it had to do with maybe my the earphones I was using, but the lowest audible volume unfortunately was too loud. Right? If I would hit volume down once again, it would still just cut off. So what I did in that case was I would adjust the volume for this app specifically. So for example, I have the SoundAssistant installed. So when I hit the volume button, you could see, let me try to make it so that it's a little bit more visible. You could see this this little icon, this very small icon up here. So you could just hit that and you could change the app volume level. So for example, I had to set it to, I'd set it to this volume level so that when I got to the lowest volume level, it would, be at the perfect volume level that I was looking for. So while we have this pop-up open, let's look at what this thing does. So every time you want to make some fine controls to the app volume levels, it'll get added to this list and you can manage it all here. So for example, you could see I'm controlling the volume levels for Samsung Music and YouTube at the same time, and as well as the general volume level for my Bluetooth. And if you hit the settings icon, it goes to the settings of SoundAssistant. And then if you hit that, it opens up an equalizer. For example, maybe you're using Bluetooth speakers and it's just a little bit too boomy. So you could change it quickly in here whenever you switch Bluetooth devices, or maybe your ears are super sensitive and while most people like Dolby Atmos, maybe you don't want it on all the time. So let's dig into this app, SoundAssistant. So we'll just go through all the features. All right, scenarios. For example, you can have different scenarios for different times of the day, and you could set which hour of the day you're at home, work, or you're sleeping. For example, the YouTube app being too loud at the lowest volume, that only impacts me when I'm trying to go to sleep at night. So I could set that here. And it's not just the hours. You could see how sophisticated this is. You could say, okay, you could set your work schedule, vibrate mode, mute media and ringtone. Okay, you could get it to switch to vibrate mode when headphones are connected. So you could set that all here by editing the scenario of how this app works automatically according to the time or the day of the week. Okay, and the floating button, as mentioned, that little icon that pops up, you could set it to, maybe you could just turn it off if you don't like it, but it's so highly useful. I think 3 seconds is perfect. All right, control media volume. Okay, it controls the media volume instead of the ringtone when you press on the volume keys. So I'll tell you where this is useful. Say you're in a quiet app, or maybe your toddler is sleeping and you want to open this app, but it starts off with this obnoxious sound, or you don't know what the volume is going to be. So you want to change the volume of all media apps. Unfortunately, if you don't have that app open, right, you by default, you're just changing the ringtone volume. So you want to set the volume to the lowest, and then you open the app. So you could, that's what this toggle is for. Well, but with that said, Android has improved a lot. For example, so even though you have this turned off, you could see that the ringtone volume is being adjusted. I had it in silent mode. But what you can do is you could just swipe down from this, and then you could set the media volume here. So you don't necessarily need to have that enabled as much these days. There's multiple ways of doing this. All right, the next one, the individual app volumes. So you could see whenever you make a customized change to a specific app, it'll get added to this list automatically, or you could manually just press this plus button. You'll get a list of all your apps, and you could just set them manually through here. All right, we already covered this change that volume. Dual lap sound. So this will let you select which app can play audio at the same time as other apps. So this feature called dual lap sound might be incredibly useful for people that use or people that have YouTube Premium. For example, if you have YouTube Premium and you press the home button, or you go to another app, the video that you are watching will just go to a corner. You'll get the picture-in-picture display, so your video viewing experience is not interrupted. But say that you are watching the YouTube video and you clicked on a link in the video, or maybe you liked you're the type that likes to browse Reddit and watch YouTube at the same time. And if you're familiar with Reddit, sometimes there are Reddit postings with funny video clips that sometimes have sound. And if you click on that link, it'll pause the YouTube video that's playing in the corner, and then it'll play the audio from that video clip. So I think most of the times I wouldn't mind if both the audio was playing from YouTube and that video clip, because usually they don't intersect. But by default, Android will pause the YouTube clip. So I find that very annoying. So you could definitely just make YouTube, especially for YouTube Premium users, make it work as it should by using this feature. So let me just demonstrate it. I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to make me select an app. going to type in YouTube here. Okay. All right, so dual lap sound is enabled for YouTube. So I'm going to play something on YouTube here. Yeah, MKBHD's latest video. All right, let me see if I could play another source of audio here. So I'm just gonna, let's see, let's go to Reddit. And let's see if I could find a funny video clip. Right, so this is how I normally use my phone. So you could see here. See, this video is playing in the background. You could see the video is uninterrupted. So there you go. So I think that's how YouTube Premium should work, and maybe Android should take Samsung's suggestion here and offer this natively. Okay, and here's the other one, separate app sound. So remember I said you could control the music that's playing in your car or in your living room while you could still use your phone to do other things, even watch videos, and not have that audio play in your living room or car. So let's look at the last thing here, advanced settings. So you could see that these are certainly advanced settings, but it may be something that might be important to you that we didn't have access to before. You could force mono audio, right? You could set the favorite media app, for example, when you get in your car. You want it to always use this particular music app instead of pausing and playing a YouTube video that you were watching. So you could select a favorite media app. And it looks like there are some experimental ones like control volume or control music with volume keys. I don't know if that would be useful, but maybe you guys can think of an example. Selfie stick. I believe you could enable selfie stick mode with this on here. So that when you're trying to take selfies with that button that comes with the selfie stick these days, I guess it doesn't interrupt your audio that you're listening to. So you could disable or enable alerts to headphones. Let's see. While we're in here, I'm going to turn these on. I think maybe this might be a good tip. I actually thought I had these on, and considering it's turned off, maybe these got reset when I installed this app, so make sure you turn that on. So the last one, reverse stereo, it lets you reverse left and right, and maybe you just found like a really poorly put together YouTube video and they mixed the right and left channels and you just have to watch it. So the last one, left and right sound balance. For some reason, it's grayed out. It might be because I have some of these effects. Maybe it's like a Dolby Atmos thing. So that's about it. SoundAssistant, 100% recommend this app, whether you don't need it at the time you watch this video. If you're not going to install it right away, something for you to remember because the solution is there. It's thorough. It's useful. They did such a well job. A couple of comments came in for the last live stream I did, so I just want to reply to those really quickly. So a comment from John Kavanaugh. He says that on his Note 9, he's mastered Bixby. So, these comments are refreshing to hear because, this tells me I really need to give Bixby a chance because he states that Bixby and Good Lock enables his phone to do a lot of extra things that he can't do with anything else. So I think Good Lock will be definitely something I could check out in the future. I used to use it exclusively on my Galaxy Note 5, and I think I even used it on the Galaxy Note 7. So I want to do a video on Good Lock in the future. And you know what? I think I should start using Bixby because if somebody's willing to say that he's mastered Bixby, he's getting a lot of value from it, and I need to give it another look because I'm definitely not getting the most out of my Galaxy Note 10 if he's telling me he's getting so much from it. Ace Hardy, just a couple of rocket ships. They're just telling me that, hey, they're watching, keep on going. That's what they're telling me. So thank you for that. One Fever, I think he's recommending that I announce my live streams in advance. So I think I should do that next time I do my live stream, which might be tomorrow. I might just do another video. My baby's gonna be home tomorrow all day, so maybe during the nap time or something I could do a live stream. So we'll see. Toshiba Voodoo keeps missing the live stream. No worries. I'm gonna be doing a lot more. And this comment came in on the first tips and tricks video that I made. I haven't replied to yet. So from Boguslaw Perush, he is telling me he's doing a lot of stuff with the good lock and the one hand operation plus. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you for recommending these to me. I'll definitely give it a look because yeah, that's the whole idea. I want to get these suggestions for stuff that I'm not doing, or maybe I skipped over, and maybe I'll give it a good hard look at it and I'll make a video on how I changed how I use this phone as I keep on making these videos. You know, I might be able to recommend one thing that's going to be really cool, and then maybe, you know, a couple of months later, one of the comments come in and they recommended something totally different that works even better. So I want to do another video to follow up on that. So that's really how I want this channel to work. So Boguslaw Perush, thank you for that. So that's it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up if you just want to help me out a little bit, and subscribe and hit that notification bell if that's how you want to be notified of these videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.